I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die!
One thing no one can deny about the trailer for Superman is that it manages to do something that most trailers in recent times have failed to do: keep the plot a secret. It might be the most infuriating thing for the fans because they already want their answers, but the trailer gives us the right insight before jumping into it. Many questions immediately pop into our minds, ranging from Superman being arrested to the members of the Justice Society having some sort of authoritative control. Even Lex Luthor's involvement worries us, considering he seems to be going absolutely bonkers. At that particular moment, he's seen walking into the Fortress of Solitude, but one question has been bothering the fans the most in the past few days, and it's concerning the appearance of a mysterious villain with a rather mysterious name: the Hammer of Boravia. Let's take a look at who the Hammer of Boravia is based on, and everything we know about the character from his appearance in the trailer to other past references. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe, I did.
Everything we know so far. Again, it has to be said that the trailer has revealed many exciting details about the film, and it might just be the most exciting trailer in the DCU for a project that will be released in a few months. With the multiple appearances of DC characters in the trailer, there have been a lot of interesting questions regarding the status that they'll be in, considering the movie isn't just going to be an introduction to the DCU Superman anymore. But the Hammer from Boravia, a name that does sound like the comedian Bert Kreischer's next big sketch, has been in everyone's mind since the character first appeared in the teaser trailer. Ahead of the trailer, a 15-second teaser was released, and that's where we saw the Hammer of Boravia trading some blows with the Man of Steel. The heavily armored villain seems to have some amazing powers, as we can see him flying and using an ocular laser attack during his fight with Superman. But this isn't the first time we've seen the character, because he was first seen in one of the promotional materials released last year, the front page of the Daily Planet, with an article written by Clark Kent, along with a photo of the Hammer of Boravia. The article, titled "Hammer of Boravia Creates Havoc in Downtown," mentions Metropolis was targeted by a superpowered mystery man on Sunday, resulting in over $20 million in damage to the city. The self-titled Hammer of Boravia attacked downtown Metropolis, claiming it was retribution for the recent political interventions in Boravia by Superman. This vengeful expedition turned into a terrorist assault on American soil, hospitalizing 22 Metropolis citizens. Boravia has been the source of numerous headlines worldwide in recent weeks, as it invaded its neighboring country, Jarhanpur, only for the brief war to be swiftly ended by the Superman. The president of Boravia, Vasil Glarkos, maintains the Hammer of Boravia is not a representative of the national government, but rather an independent vigilante. When addressing the political ramifications of his actions, Superman said, "While critics thousands of miles away from this conflict continue to argue if what I did was right or wrong, the bottom line is people's lives were threatened. I had to act." Damages included an ocular laser strike on the well-known Chacos building. Luckily, no employees were injured, says a Chacos spokesperson, and this will not affect the production of our beloved Chacos cookies. The destruction of public property due to the actions of superpowered individuals and extraterrestrials has been a contentious topic of discussion in local government. Many believe that the recent tax hike is a consequence of this rise in super people acting outside the law. The recent tax raise was only to support our ever-growing population, claims a representative from the Metropolis capital. Our latest project is to restore reported condemned housing and recodify them into modern standards. This would increase available homes in New Troy 17%, Bakerline 19%, and Queensland Park 26%. The article does have some interesting spoilers, but considering it was part of the promotional material, it was probably an orchestrated aspect. It seems that Boravia, from where our mysterious character hails, has been in conflict with Jarhanpur, a neighboring country that was mentioned in Creature Commandos. Plus, Chacos is a popular sandwich-like cookie in the DC that is a favorite of the Martian Manhunter.
Same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die!
Who is the Hammer of Boravia? Many things have been speculated so far based on the character's appearance and the cryptic manner in which it appeared in the trailer. Even though many people have joked about the character's resemblance to Marvel's Juggernaut, some have pointed out that it might have something to do with Lex Luthor. During the appearance of the Hammer in the trailer, there's a moment between the two shots where it appears, and we can see a sneering Lex Luthor in the shot. It's not surprising to point fingers at Lex, considering that man has been associated with various possibilities, Since he's been seen in a more active capacity in the trailer so far, there's a chance he'll have much more to do than just sneer at Superman. Fans have pointed out that the Hammer does bear a striking similarity to the Lexo suit battle armor that was seen piloted by the future cyborg supervillain Metallo, John Corbin, in the Last Son of Krypton arc from 1996 Superman the Animated Series. Even there, we'd seen that Luthor had been involved in a war-profiting scheme that included the foreign country of Kaznia. People have even speculated that it might just be Luthor himself wielding his war suit, based on the amount of tech that the suit depends on, to go against Superman. Even though he appears to have a much more important role for the country, it makes sense that he would put on a suit to fight off Supes, and the others, including the Justice Gang, to preserve his image. Another major reveal made online concerns the possibility that this individual is none other than Ultraman himself, who will be seen wearing different suits in the film. No, we aren't talking about the Ultraman from Japan, but the alternate version of Superman who hails from Earth 3, a world where villains and superheroes play the polar opposite roles. But the idea of including an alternate universe right away seems like too much for the film, and thus there's a chance that Ultraman's arc has been reworked in the film. However, we do get to witness Mr. Terrific and Lois Lane go through some portals at some point in the film, hinting at the possibility of multiversal inclusion for the DCU's future. In fact, there have been rumors that he might just be a clone of Superman whom Lex has engineered, as fans would know. There's a chance that he might even be revealed as Bizarro at some point in the film, because it's not surprising that he does have powers equivalent to the Man of Steel. According to the trailer, Ultraman has been seen working alongside Rick Flag Sr. and the US government, and at one point, they're seen walking off after arresting Superman. Even though not much is known about Lex Luthor from the trailer, it's clear that he'll have quite a bit of authority, and will definitely be pulling some strings when the chance comes. At one point, we can see him invading the Fortress of Solitude along with the Engineer, as the latter cuts through the robot helpers of Superman. Plus that particular moment where we hear Lois mention if Superman consulted with the president before intervening in a matter involving a foreign country, which might be Boravia or Jarhanpur, and the camera cuts to a shot of Lex Luthor. Does that mean that Lex is already the president of the United States? And as for his animosity with Superman, Lex could be heard uttering the words,
"He's not a man. He's an it."
World's conversation. I will not accept that. With a sufficient amount of rage. We will have more answers as we get closer to the release of the film, and we can only speculate on the details for the time being. But yeah, Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor definitely has some major arc happening in the film. While it focuses primarily on David Corenswet's Superman and Rachel Brosnahan's Lois Lane. We can only wait until July 11 to witness James Gunn's creation on the big screen. Marvelous verdict. It's absolutely crazy to imagine that this is James Gunn's attempt at bringing one of the most important DC characters to the screen, and he's managed to somehow pack a lot of interesting characters in this entry, along with some who are going to make their first live-action appearances. However, only James Gunn could do that, considering he's the master of ensemble features, something he's proven through his work at Marvel and his last venture with DC. With the events from the Creature Commandos animated series already referenced in the film, it's clear that the DCU is already fully prepared for a blast. If you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.